Hey, thanks for jumping in on my kind of little video. So 3 common mistakes. So we're going to be talking through 3 things that I see when I speak to guys, things that that we do that sometimes kind of lead us to not get into actually what we want. So what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to preempt these things. Maybe you've done them, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, we can get ahead of it, and maybe if you've done them, maybe we can kind of make sure we don't do these again. Why we need to not do them, why is it important? And I'm also, maybe more importantly, I'm going to tell you what you need to do instead. So mistake number 1 is we need to kind of lose weight. We sort our health out. We join a gym straight away. We jump straight in. And we get that gym membership and we turn up and we don't really know what we're doing and we don't get anywhere. And inevitably, sometimes we pay for a gym membership and we never go. We end up wasting that money. We feel demoralized, we feel deflated. So that's mistake number 1 that I see quite often. Number 2 is kind of not knowing our starting line. So when you start out on your weight loss journey, we sometimes I see and we don't kind of check where we are. We don't measure, we don't know where we are, we don't assess. And if we don't know where we are, it's really hard to know kind of whether we're moving towards things. Mistake number 3 is not tracking. So not tracking what you're doing, not keeping track of things. Again, that's another big mistake that I see. And we don't want to do that because sometimes, again, that can lead us to not getting what we actually want. So we want results, don't we? You want results. You want to get down to your fighting weight. You want to feel good again. You want to feel good in yourself again. You want to feel confident. You want to feel confident in your body, in how it looks, how it feels, and you want to be healthy. But you want them to be sustainable as well. You don't want to be going. You want that to be sustainable. You want that to be easy. You want to be able to manage that for the rest of your life. We don't want to yo-yo up and down. Again, that's not good for our bodies, but also that kind of yo-yoing, which means we're not really in control of it. And if we're not in control, we don't feel very comfortable if we can't do that. So we don't want to be yo-yoing up and down. You don't want to be struggling this for years. You actually want to fix this for good. And like I said, struggled for years. Maybe you've been in this situation for a long time. Maybe you've been kind of doing this, trying to work on this for a long time. We want to nail this. We don't want to be doing this for another 5, 10, 15 years or forever, do we? Oh, maybe we're also not taught this. We're not taught how to look after our bodies very well. I don't know about you, but at school, health-wise, we weren't taught very much. My parents grew up kind of just post-war. Again, kind of health-wise, they weren't taught how to look after themselves. They weren't taught how to lose weight. Back then, kind of being overweight was very, very unusual. But you know, the world has changed now. And when it comes to kind of weight loss in particular, 80% of that is going to come from nutrition. It's going to come from what we're actually eating. So we want to, that little bit of knowledge means that, you know what, but there's things we can do. And we need to make sure that if we are trying to lose weight, make sure we are kind of, a lot of our effort is going towards looking at what we're eating and what we're kind of consuming on a day-to-day basis. So kind of not going straight to the gym. Why not? Well, we've been here before. You've joined the gym membership. You've had a gym membership. You've been in the gym. You've used it, and it hasn't worked. And in the situation that we're in right now, it's very, very common that gym memberships do go unused. Kind of January is a real good example. Everyone jumps in January, super busy, and kind of inevitably it just doesn't work for us. We've wasted time and we've wasted our money. And you've gone in, you walk in. I kind of see guys in the gym walking in, they look unsure, they're not quite sure what they're doing. They come in, they maybe jump on the comfort zone of the treadmill, and they kind of do the treadmill thing for 30, 40 minutes, which is pretty dull. And then they jump out, and inevitably we don't get what we want. And also, it's money. We don't be wasting our money. Don't be paying 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds, whatever you pay for your gym membership every single month, not actually getting what you want. And a lot of people don't actually like this place. Gyms can be kind of weird environments. Looking at that picture there, they look like maybe kind of medieval torture machines. And also, kind of walking in the room, you've got all those gym bunnies, you've got all these people, and if it's not your thing, it's not our environment, then we're less likely to do it. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it. So YouVersion kind of 1.0, so where you are now. So we need to know where we are. We need to know our starting point. We need to know kind of, if we don't know where we are, we don't know where we're starting, then it's really hard to gauge progress. It's really hard to feel motivated when we see things working. So we need to do measurements, whether they're body measurements, whether it's weight, and if you're trying to lose a weight, then it's important that we're tracking that. It means we can see what's happening. we need to also be tracking our food, and then we need to know what's going in, what we're consuming. And like I said earlier on, 8% of our weight loss is going to come from nutrition. It's going to come from what we're actually consuming. So tracking our food is very, very important, but it doesn't have to be difficult or complicated. Tracking these things is going to help us with our motivation to keep going. If we don't track, we don't actually know when we're succeeding. If we don't know when we're succeeding, we might feel like we're not getting anywhere, but actually you might be dropping weight. The pounds might be coming off, but if you don't know where we started, then we're not going to know. So tracking it, you do this in your work, you do it with your money. If you weren't looking at your bank balance, you wouldn't know kind of where you were. You've been in a mess financially. So why wouldn't we do it here? We can use those same things here in our health and our weight that we would do in our work and our finances. Yeah, and like I said, without this, we don't know what works. We don't know. If we don't track things, we do not know what is working and what isn't. There you go, and what isn't. And maybe that's more important sometimes, is making sure that we know what doesn't work, and then we can avoid it. We can, again, all this stuff is kind of, we see it as like trial and error. Inside my program, we try things out and we see what happens. If it doesn't work, we get rid of it. If it does work, we double down. We push on with that. So how are we going to do this? This is what we need to know. We've made those mistakes. We don't want to make them again. This is how we're going to do it now. So first thing with exercise, you're going to find the thing that you like. You're not going to jump in the gym if you don't like it. You're going to find the thing you like, and you're going to build that habit first. You're going to get in the habit of doing it. If you can find space in your life to do, I'm going to go for a walk, 30 minutes, 3 times a week, then do that. Get in that habit, build that habit, and then we can build from there. That's the foundation stone for exercise. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't, at this point, if you're doing nothing or you're doing very, very little, it doesn't matter what exercise you choose to do. Again, choose what you like, choose something, get into that habit. If you can do 3 times 30 minutes per week of something, then we're moving towards where we want to get to. What did you like as a child? So that's a good place to go to. Sometimes guys that I speak to say, well, I just don't like exercising, but there will be something. There'll be something that you enjoyed, and you can still do that now. Whether it's five-a-side football, whether it's gymnastics, whatever it is, find that thing. Think back, what did I actually like to do? So measurements, nice and simple. There's a tape measure there. You're just going to measure your body. Nice, simple ones. You can measure your weight nice and easily. Again, make sure you do it on the same set of scales, because I've had clients before kind of think, oh my gosh, I've put on weight this week, but actually they just use different scales in the gym. It just wasn't calibrated in the same way. And in terms of body measurements, it's important that we take a tape measure around our body as well. Again, I had a client, Dave, last year. His weight didn't move for 5 weeks, which if we hadn't been measuring his waist would have been quite demotivating, but his waist measurement went down by 10 centimeters. So it's important that we're measuring our bodies as well. Food, so measuring our food. Well, of course, there are apps to do this, but also if you want to make it super simple, you can take pictures on your phone. Just literally getting your phone out, something that I get my clients to do right at the beginning of the program. We get our phone out, we take a picture, and it gives us a real good indication, what am I consuming? It tells you what you're consuming. You can't hide from that picture. And also there's always just good paper and pen. Again, get into the habit of doing it. The habit is the most important thing. So kind of easy tracking, paper, apps and pics. Yeah, make it nice and easy. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple. If you're kind of find the apps too complicated, again, go back to kind of using a paper, using the pictures. Again, get into the habit. So just these are tactics that I use inside my programs. These are some of the quotes from my clients from using these tactics. You might be nervous, but it'll be the best thing you do in your life. Again, we've used these tactics, and these are actual quotes from people that I work with. It hasn't been hard. If I hadn't joined, I'd be back on that upward journey. It can't be real. It's been so easy. Again, we use these principles to get results from my clients. And it's been better than I expected. I didn't expect the mass results. I got muscles I haven't seen in years. It feels great. I feel youthful. Again, we use these tactics. We track and we make sure exercise is fun. We know what our starting line is. So, but kind of what worries kind of might be there? What problems do I see sometimes? Well, maybe I don't like exercise. Maybe saying, well, I just don't like exercise. Well, I want you to kind of question that. Is that actually true? If you think back, were there things you enjoyed when you were at school? Okay. If maybe you really thinking, I don't like it, I really don't like exercise. Well, we might have to own the fact we're going to have to get used to it, and you might have to start doing something. Again, moving our bodies is super important for our fitness and our health. Definitely right now, but also in later life. The scales scare me. So I've measured myself. It makes me kind of scare me. I don't want to jump on the scales. Makes me feel the idea of it makes me feel bad. That's something that I hear from people. Well, the scales don't really care what the number is. They don't care what the number is. And if we try and, there's no way we can fix this situation unless we face the situation we're in. That number doesn't change the fact of where we are. So it's super important. You jump on the scales, get those measurements, get your starting block, and then just kind of recognize that that is the first step to you actually getting that result that you want. Like I said, it doesn't change the facts. It doesn't change the facts of the situation you're in. Tracking is hard. I find tracking hard. Again, sometimes I've tried food tracking. I find it difficult. Well, make the task smaller. Again, if you jump straight into MyFitnessPal and try to track full days of all calories and you find that difficult and overwhelming, again, build that habit first. Take it back a step. Make it nice and easy. Just take those pictures, get those pictures on your phone. Again, start getting in the habit of doing it and build yourself up. The same way you'd build yourself up if you're going to do kind of couch to 5K. Starts off gently, little walks, little bits of run. We can do the same thing here. So thanks for watching. There's my 3 mistakes that I see guys make. Don't make those mistakes. Take a note of the kind of things to do instead. And yeah, I hope you find that useful. Yeah. Cool. Don't make any mistakes. All right. Thanks, guys.